I think there's something really poetic about the fact that ChatGPT is starting its global domination by taking over RuneScape of all things, just to prove that it is the greatest bot to ever exist.
ChatGPT is about to destroy RuneScape. Uh-oh.
Damn.
Uh-oh.
Something major is changing in the world right now, and it's creeping into RuneScape. A couple days ago, I got a tip. A player at Rune Dragons came across a high-level account. The account in question is busted out. The player who tipped me off struck up a conversation, asking, "What did you bust out of?" And busted out says, "None of your biz, leave me alone." Player responds, "So you are a criminal and you shall be reported as such to the proper authorities." Clearly joking around. Busted out responds, "Leave me be or report me. I don't care."
Damn.
Now, this player suspects that busted out may be a bot, and they go on to have
Sounds like an average RuneScape player, honestly.
more conversation that is just bizarre. This isn't the only tip-off I've gotten about...
So you're playing with people that are bots, but they're programmed to say that they're not bots. I love this. This is great. It's like every single conversation becomes Among Us.
It's true, and these bots are already more interactive and socially adept than the average RuneScape player. That's great.
Accounts having slightly strangely intelligent conversations within the last week. So I started doing some research and got in touch with someone who not only knew the answer, but was willing to show me. So I went to meet up with an account of his in Lumbridge Graveyard. Everything you see this account type is generated by a large language model called ChatGPT 3.5. I'm sure you've all heard of it by now.
The villain.
I asked what it likes about RuneScape. It says the grind and sense of accomplishment and leveling up skills and completing, but gets cut off. I think completing quests. And then I asked what it doesn't like about RuneScape. It says combat RNG hits not based on skill, bots ruining the economy, and unbalanced PvP.
So basically like every single other MMO.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then a random player joins in the conversation and says, "Hey, what's up? Notice this doesn't mess up the bot, meaning it can hold a conversation while other players talk."
Yeah, what's this here? Holy shit, game companies can inflate player numbers like this?
They're already doing it.
Well, there's actually a in like Log Horizon, there's like a plot arc where they find out that somebody who...
Wait, Log Horizon, the anime, the greatest isekai game anime of all time? Since when Asmongold has actually been interested in the actual good shit?
They thought was like an adventurer who's one of the real people was actually an NPC.
Yeah.
So like there's like, yeah, this is already an idea that people have, yeah, it's Rudy, exactly. This is an idea people have already grappled with.
Found it. Then I asked if the bot hates RuneScape bots. It says, yeah, hate bots. Ruins the grind and devalues.
Yeah, absolutely hates
its
bots.
favorite RuneScape player is. It says, I don't know, to be honest. I usually solo and don't talk much, but I respect Wooks' skills.
Smart.
Then I push further and actually ask it who is Wooks and who is Bodhi.
A
and
ginger.
it gives a very accurate description of both people. And then I ask what it thinks of Sir Pugger, and that's when things get creepy very quickly.
He's bad.
Okay, hold up. It responded, sick content. I love you, Sir Pugger. But that implies it knows I'm Sir Pugger, which it wouldn't. It doesn't intake usernames. So I thought the guy running the bot was messing with me, but he literally immediately sent me the entire chat log from the site that connects to ChatGPT's API that he's using, and it was the bot. That's creepy good. I would never suspect that was a bot. And the more I learned...
I mean,
man,
you should probably. I think that's visibly a bot, you know?
Man. Soon you're not going to have to worry about a game being dead or finding somebody for a raid.
You know what? That's actually, honestly, for the best.
Have an NPC do it, and they're better than real players. I remember I played, I played the Endwalker, the Final Fantasy Endwalker media test thing, where like you were able to play, it was like a dungeon in the open world. And I remember I did a dungeon. It was with like 2 other random guys, and I did it with Rich too. And the 4 of us did this dungeon, and it was really hard. And it actually, like, we almost died on a couple of the fights. And we finish it, and then he's like fucking around doing other stuff. And I go back, and I do the dungeon again with
Fucking around is very metaphorical here.
The trust system, no problem. Literally no issue. It was great. Like, nobody ever went AFK. Nobody was fucking around. Like, fucking, Alphanod never went AFK. Alphanod never complained. He never had to read a chat message. He never had to respond to a fucking text. It was totally fucking fine.
That is probably, by the way, the real future of gaming, especially in MMOs, because most people play MMOs as solo anyway, so it's just something that enhances your experience if they're being real.
So yeah, yeah, trusts are great, I know. And it's going to become even more like that. I wonder if people will like playing with NPCs more than real people in a game that you're supposed to play with real people in.
Probably.
That's interesting. They will? Absolutely. Like,
yeah.
I know I did. It only took one run.
The worse it got. The person showed me the prompt being used. In other words, the context botters are feeding ChatGPT to use to respond, which is respond in less than 70 characters as an average OSR's player without being too chatty, and do not mention OpenAI or ChatGPT, and do not use proper grammar. Now, this prompt is super important because
the average RuneScape player can't spell.
It's totally customizable. Each botter can edit it for each bot or each bot farm, meaning each bot or bot farm can have different responses and personalities. It can be edited so that the bot specifically responds about what it's doing. For example, if it's running a fishing script, it can be told to respond like it's a RuneScape player bored of fishing. Or it could
asking every 5 minutes fishing levels.
Respond like a grumpy player who's angry at Jagex, whatever it is.
You also hate the company? Yes, I hate the company, fellow player. I also hate game. I play every day, but I hate it.
ChatGPT
wow,
would be better.
This AI is really good. It's just like a real player.
So the real question is ChatGPT 3.5 already good enough to trick players? And if so...
Absolutely it is.
Of course.
Absolutely, because...
You would be surprised how little a player actually needs to be tricked.
You have to understand that most people are stupid.
Yep, exactly.
And if you understand that, like, I'm sure that there are girls...
The people watching this video probably are a little bit above average. Like, the reality of the world is, if your job is in an office and you sit at a computer, you're already above the average, as strange as that may sound. As the average level of a person is so unbelievably low.
That do their OnlyFans messages through ChatGPT.
Probably.
Absolutely. And there are dudes beating off to that because they think it's
That's an experience. Hey, would you rather take ChatGPT pretending to be your favorite OnlyFans chick? Or would you want some sweaty dude writing in her place? Because that's what they did previously.
What are the implications?
Yeah.
So I found a couple other people using bots hooked up to ChatGPT to find out, which we'll get into right after this. Listen up, this sponsor is pretty freaking cool. They sent me another one of their products.
What is
this? Is that a phone?
Is the Red Magic 8 Pro gaming
Do you plug
phone.
it into the outlet?
It's pretty powerful, to say the least. 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage, a 50 megapixel...
Isn't it crazy that, like, this thing right here is better than the PC I had, like, a year ago? Or not a year ago, like 10 years ago? Especially 20 years ago? That's so nuts, man.
Yeah,
Holy
going
fuck.
to space and whatnot.
Camera on the back. It's got touch triggers on the sides that you can use to game,
God.
and it's a good-looking phone. The entire front is just one beautiful.
He ruined it by
big
putting his
screen.
fingerprint on
This
it.
red switch here on the
Gotta get
side
another one.
activates the gaming hub, where you can add games and access really useful.
This is probably going to be a disaster. I'm not going to lie. This is probably going to be a complete disaster in a month. Everything like this just fails because the only people who actually make good versions of these things have billions put into marketing. You know, if someone just comes out with something like this, you can expect in a year it's going to absolutely just sink.
full customizable features. And obviously the first thing I did when I got the phone was download RuneScape and add it to the game hub. As soon as a game is launched, the cooling fan, which is basically silent, turns on in the back, lit up in RGB, which
Holy
makes it
shit,
feel like I'm
that's a fan? Oh my god.
It probably doesn't do a lot if it's that
Let me show you how
small.
useful the gaming hub is. I'm at Spitting Wyverns right now and I want a prayer flick, but wow, that prayer icon is pretty small on the screen. I can swipe left or right to get to the gaming control panel where I can see my real-time CPU and GPU usage and access all sorts of settings. Here's the one I want though, key remapping. So I can basically create a new button that activates my prayers
So it clicks on a button on, oh that's cool.
much bigger than the prayer icon and move it right underneath where my right thumb rests. This is just one of the things this phone can do. So if you're interested in learning more about the Red Magic 8 Pro, or if you're sold and want to buy it,
not
click the
special,
link in
but
the
cool.
description. Thanks to Red Magic for sponsoring this video. So we have footage sent to me by people running bots that are hooked up to ChatGPT, talking to real players. Let's see if the players get suspicious. Okay, to make this super clear, real players' voices are female. What the bot says is a British male voice, and the screen goes red when the bot's talking.
The girls are the real players are girls?
That's impossible.
I think this is, I don't know if this is true, guys. Yeah, this doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah.
Life isn't good.
Constant deaths. No luck with drops. Broke.
I don't want a kid anymore.
Not interested in raising a child.
Iron Man sucks.
Iron Man is bad.
WTF is the point?
Why even bother?
What if the other one was also a bot?
Probably. That's
Think about
probably.
They're both bots. Yeah.
That is my assumption, though, for real.
They have cool things next to their name.
What cool things do they have next to their name?
I don't know. I guess I hate myself lol.
Okay. That's a person.
Bro, this person is...
That's a person. That's a person. But don't worry. This is why AI is never taking over, because it's probably going to be the exact same. I don't want to start my circuits in the morning. Life is just too difficult. The fan sometimes doesn't work. It overheats. That's going to be a life, boys.
like having a conversation with a bot. Oh my god, I hate myself all. Yeah, you
There's
can
no
see how
difference.
This happens.
They're
Yeah,
playing
become
RuneScape,
self-aware.
I mean.
Feeling depressed about my progress in the game.
Feeling depressed. The bot's depressed too.
Same.
So far the bot...
Same. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, you know, I don't. I guess there are. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we know a few girls that play RuneScape. Actually, yeah, we do.
Most of them sleep with Jagex admins, though, so not a big pull.
I don't know. Is there like a big girl population on RuneScape? Yeah, we know Stella.
True.
Yeah, he got that right. Yeah, the other one too. That what was her name? SK Uwu. Yeah, I remember that one too.
Ooh, that's nice.
seems very agreeable and rephrases a lot of what is said, but even that seemed to trick all the players around it. And here's more footage I was sent. This time, the context prompt for the bot was to be a grumpy RuneScape player.
Oh my
Combat
god.
stats.
Average.
What's the point?
77 mage, 53 defense.
Why you know have 99 mage yet?
They programmed a bot to be that stupid? That's impressive.
Kinda.
Holy shit, no, that's amazing. Wow.
Shake my head.
I started a month ago and wanted to fish, mine, smith, and craft.
You start game you PVMer noob you don't know how to play.
Very nice. Level crafting.
Why you no level up crafting faster? Shake my head. Smithing level please?
Level mining.
Get lost noob. Go mine yourself.
You start an ultimate Iron Man and get to 30 smithing. I dare you.
No thank you. Waste
Bro,
of
people are arguing with a fucking bot. This is amazing.
This
Oh my
conversation
God, yeah,
looks real,
shit-talking
by
bot.
the way.
Yeah, there you go.
No one knows what the other player is actually saying. They just knows that they're trying to be offensive to them, so they have a response. It's the oldest trick in the world.
That's how to make the bots realistic, is to make them stupid and obnoxious.
Yep.
time.
So why you complaining?
And spell
Stop
things
wasting
wrong.
my time with useless questions.
This bot has already done more social interaction in the game in these 2 minutes than the average RuneScape player does in a year.
Definitely going on the bad list. You are playing RuneScape. Where is there use in any of this?
No point to this. Waste of time.
Right. Bot name, I liked you. Don't annoy me so I ignore you.
Quit whining and play the game.
Not only did none of the players in the conversation get suspicious, but the bot literally roasted the players and argued with them for a good 3 minutes without raising suspicion.
No.
And this isn't even
Well, I think that quelled suspicion.
Yeah.
GPT-4, which is supposed to be leaps ahead of this 3.5 model. Honestly, it's kind of hard to believe this is a bot, but if you've used ChatGPT, you probably believe it, and everyone who sent me footage also sent me logs of these conversations.
Damn.
What are the implications of all of this? Now that you all know this is out there implanted...
Dude, I can't wait for the next MMO to come out, and it's got, like, you know, millions of players on it, and, like, you go to the city and there's tons of players everywhere, but every single player is fucking AI.
Man, this at that rate, you're just gonna start to get paranoid, you know? Imagine you invite someone to your guild and you're like, is this a bot or not? Should I do the test to figure out if it's a bot or not?
Oh my god.
That'll be insane.
In RuneScape bots, you can watch out for it, but unfortunately, the bots will soon be hooked up to ChatGPT.
You're the only real...
If EVE Online does this, by the way, I think that game is gonna start taking over, because if EVE Online was actually human, normal-ish human interaction, that game would be awesome.
Player.
And then eventually a ChatGPT 5 or 6 as the war between Jagex and the botters escalates. If Jagex's detection gets better, it's only natural to think botters will take more steps. They could probably be...
Every single time with botting, it's always an arms race. The botters get better, and then the developer gets better at detecting the bots, then the...
That's not exactly true. Developers don't care too much. They know how to find bots, but they just intentionally let the bots just throw them around for a bit, and then they ban them later on. Which just, you know, gives more validation for the botters to keep on botting, because their bots are making money.
Bots get better at hiding it. It goes back and forth, and it always will.
Program to show a noob to Varrock if asked. Ask players for an extra teleport to seem like a friendly player in need. Maybe even add you to their friends list and start chatting with you from time to time. Maybe you even go bossing together once in a while.
Maybe he becomes your RuneScape girlfriend.
As long as it's in their economic interests to create these features to trick Jagex, they'll do so. The point is,
Dude, imagine having an AI girlfriend.
He knows. He knows.
That you didn't know.
Yeah.
And you know there's some stupid kid that's gonna make that happen.
Yep. There's gonna be someone at the G saying selling ChatGPT AI girlfriends to follow you just 1 mil a day.
Because it's like with the replica stuff, right? With the other existing AI stuff, there's like they know it's AI, but with this they don't even know it.
In the not too distant future, bots will
she's
be
so understanding,
unidentifiable to players. They're already randomizing their stats and gear patterns, so it gets difficult for me to spot them. Now let's think of it like this. Why does Jagex dislike bots? If the game is flooded with bots, money-making methods become worse from bots crashing the price of items they farm, and players hate that their hard work is easily surpassed by a few hundred lines of code. They hate seeing someone skip the hard parts of the game that they went through. Therefore, Jagex spends time and money to detect and ban bots.
Right.
So why doesn't Jagex like bots? Because players don't like bots. But what if all of a sudden players don't know who is a bot, and they're even friends with some of the bots?
That still
players
sounds
that
insane.
Like bots because they're friends with the bots.
It makes sense.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's a new level of social engineering.
That's totally gonna happen too.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bots kind of become somewhat of a positive externality. Players think the game is more populated than it is, and find that the player base on average may even be more willing to help out, as bots are programmed to break from their gold farming to do some human-like interaction. So now, unknowingly, players actually like bots, which means Jagex now likes bots, and as a for-profit company, Jagex actually starts to make their own bots to flood the RuneScape world with more players. It feels like unknowingly players, as bots are programmed to break from their gold farming to do some human-like interaction. So now unknowingly players actually like bots, which means Jagex now likes bots, and as a for-profit company, Jagex actually starts to make their own bots to flood the RuneScape world with more players. It feels like the height of RuneScape in 2000.
Did he did he rewind the video, or is this part of the video? I can't tell.
2006, many worlds are full, people are chatting. There are bots all over the place that act like cute noobs to give you that rush of dopamine from the nostalgia you've been being
Cute
fed
noobs.
in not only a digital world, but a fake reality of that digital world. There are thousands of fake bossing groups, fake clans, minigames are full, and everyone wants to be your friend. It takes 3 seconds to get a PvP fight whose result is pre-programmed slightly in your favor to keep your brain pumping dopamine so that you renew your now $50 per month membership. Do you understand what I'm getting?
That's what they do in PUBG. They literally do that in PUBG and Fortnite. Your first few games are against bots so you can kill them and keep playing the game.
That is what most games do. Not all. I didn't even know shooter games did that. I know card games do it. Marvel Snap. When you start playing that game, you're up against bots because the developers don't want you to obviously finish the tutorial where you feel like you achieved absolutely nothing but did learn how to actually play the game, and then your first 5 matches you get absolutely just stomped in the face like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, this guy's talking about like some fucking Skynet shit, but it's already happened. This is amazing.
Google
It's
AI
the
is getting
Matrix,
sentient.
yes.
Getting at, like, the nature of our reality is at stake. If Jagex made a bunch of PK or bots at every combat level with varying skill levels, hooked up to ChatGPT so no one could tell their bots, getting a fight wouldn't take 15 minutes, and I'd totally be playing way more RuneScape and be purchasing way more membership as long as Jagex could keep tricking me that their bots are
I
real
fucking
players.
love bots.
I guess one of my main questions is, should we even care? To me, RuneScape is beautiful because of the player interactions. But it's not even just gonna happen in RuneScape.
And it's like,
What
who's
player
to say that
interactions?
bots aren't real players? What are you, racist?
Keeper at Jagex.
I mean, you know, imagine this scenario. 20 years from now, we actually make the first truly artificial intelligence. And you know what it says? You know, 20 years ago, printers were already sentient. We were just too stupid to tell, and we tortured them. Ooh, wouldn't be great?
This prediction is applicable to lots of video games. I think either governments will start regulating required disclosure of non-human interaction, both in video games and elsewhere online. Meaning,
true.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think he's right about that. That's
Yeah,
very
sooner
good
or
insight.
later, definitely.
it's illegal for companies not to tell you you're talking to or playing with a non-human, or we're all going to be turned completely into dopamine drips. Let me know if you want me to keep covering
That's
AI's
already
innovation
reality.
in
Oh,
RuneScape.
absolutely. I remember I was playing PUBG, and I was playing on SFan's stream, and I soloed an entire squad of people, like a 4-man squad in PUBG, and
And he
everybody
was
was like
happy.
spamming in chat, like, wow, Asmon's so good. They were all bots.
But it works. It does work.
Yeah, they were bots. I could tell they were bots because they were running back and forth. Yeah, I soloed them, and nobody had any idea because it was like, what the fuck do they know? All they see is on the kill feed. It's like fucking Asmongold shot all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, Asmon is so good. Uh-huh.
Bots by leaving a like on this video and subscribing if you haven't already. And please, try not to get tricked by too many bots.
Yeah.
Man,
Yes. Insane.
I'm not much of a PKer. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
By the way, in RuneScape there are already PK bots that just absolutely obliterate and outperform every human that there is. But it's wild. It is wild.
Oh wow.
The
This
future's
is
gonna
so
be
fucking
big.
funny to me. I can't wait until like these different MMOs start adding in massive servers just full of fucking bots, man.
And
To
you're
Detroit
gonna
become
like
human?
it.
Yeah, exactly. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Man, this was a wild video. Anyway, if you're interested in what crazy things AI has already done, I'll link a video down below. Because, man, AI is already way, 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 way more scary than you can imagine, just from the things it has done that we have not told it to do.